When a man is initiated into Masonry, he listens to an ancient charge which tells him more about the craft and his own duties and responsibilities now that he's a member.
Indeed, no institution can boast a more solid foundation than that on which Freemasonry rests, the practice of every moral and social virtue. And to so high an eminence has its credit been advanced, that in every age monarchs themselves have been the promoters of the art, have not thought it derogatory to their dignity to exchange the sceptre for the trowel, have patronized our mysteries and joined in our assemblies.
And the royal connections have been real down the years since His Royal Highness Frederick, Prince of Wales, became the first English Royal Freemason in 1737. His Royal Highness George, Duke of Kent, was Grand Master from 1939 to 1942. And for the last 25 years, his son has followed in his footsteps. Masons are proud of their royal connections, and they took the opportunity during Grand Lodge to send loyal greetings to the Queen.
May it please Your Majesty, we, the representatives of over 300,000 Freemasons under the United Grand Lodge of England, most respectfully express our continuing loyalty to Your Majesty's throne and person in this, the 41st year of your distinguished reign. Under the good providence of God, our order is founded on principles of morality. Its precepts include commitment to support for the laws and institutions of the countries in which we reside, and the practice of charity and universal brotherhood, regardless of race or color, but demanding belief in God. Today, we celebrate the 275th anniversary of the foundation of the Premier Grand Lodge and the 25th anniversary of the installation of His Royal Highness the Duke of Kent as our much loved and greatly respected Grand Master. We humbly thank God for preserving our order and fervently pray His blessings on Your Majesty, so that our loyal devotion to Your Majesty may long continue.
I invite Lord Farnham to report Her Majesty's response.
My letter was laid before Her Majesty, who has been pleased to reply in the following terms. I was delighted to receive the message from the representatives of the United Grand Lodge of England, and I thank you all for your kind and generous expression of continued loyalty. I send to the Premier Grand Lodge and all its members, and especially to your Grand Master, my sincere congratulations on the notable anniversaries being celebrated today, together with my good wishes for the future. Signed, Elizabeth R., 10th June, 1992. Brethren, I think we may express our pleasure with that very nice reply.
While Masons are required to believe in God and their ceremonies include prayers, Freemasonry is not a religion or a substitute for a religion. It offers no sacraments and has no theological doctrines. In churches throughout the country this year, Masons gave thanks for 275 years of United Grand Lodge, founded on the 24th of June, St. John's Day in 1717.
In the English Constitution, yes, we use the Bible as our volume of the sacred law, and that symbolizes God under whichever denomination people think of him. But when a man comes to take his obligation on the volume of the sacred law, he uses the book that matters to his religion. And so you get the Quran being used by a Muslim and so on.
As an individual, definitely recommend the practice of every domestic as well as public virtue. Let prudence direct you, temperance chasten you, fortitude support you, and justice be the guide of all your actions. Be especially careful to maintain in their fullest splendour those truly Masonic ornaments which have already been amply illustrated: benevolence and charity.
Masonry isn't totally inward-looking, although it does look after its own.
Yes, where else does charity start? But increasingly, since the beginning of the 80s, we've been able to attend much more to non-Masonic charity. The grand charity, the Freemasons' Central Charity, is the one which is most able to do it. And in the last year, it put out just over £1 million on non-Masonic charity, and it spent, I think, £1.5 million on petitioners. That's our own people and their dependents who need looking after.
Freemasonry has been concerned with charity from its earliest days, often towards its own needy, but now more and more with help to non-Masonic organizations. To mark the 275th anniversary, the Grand Charity and the Masonic Trust for Girls and Boys are together making grants of £1.75 million to charity cottage and rural enterprises to establish a community at Roud in Wiltshire for adults with a mental handicap. The Grand Master dedicated the community's foundation stone.
Let the stone be unveiled.
And the house, when it was in building, was built of stone made ready before it was brought thither, so that there was neither hammer, nor axe, nor any tool of iron heard in the house, while it was in building.
As the temple of King Solomon was built of stones already prepared in the quarries, which fitted perfectly together when they were brought to the site, so may this stone, which I dedicate here to universal benevolence and charity, take its place and fit perfectly among the buildings of cottage and rural enterprises, Jubilee Community at Road in Wiltshire, for the happiness of those who will live there and to the glory of the great architect of the universe.
The anthem, The Mighty Master's Pencil, was composed for the opening of the new Freemasons' Hall in London in 1776. Masonic charity stretches in many directions. And apart from the major grants, individual lodges support causes in their own areas. This year, the Grand Charity decided to support the Macmillan Paediatric Nursing Services, which care for children with cancer and support and advise their families. To help increase the number of qualified nurses, a grant of £500,000 is being made to the Paediatric Nursing Services of the Cancer Relief Macmillan Fund. Selby Abbey in Yorkshire, founded in 1069. Because of its traditional origins among the working medieval stonemasons on the great cathedrals and abbeys, it's natural for Freemasonry to support cathedral restoration.
As you can see, we're going to, as it's eroded away, we're going to renew the whole thing. Yeah. You can see what the
Peter Godfrey, who lives near Selby, has started a 4.5-year apprenticeship with a firm of stonemasons engaged on the restoration of the abbey. It's being funded by a grant of £30,000 from the Grand Charity to his employers. At 16 years old, he has a long way to go and a lot to learn before, as he hopes, a permanent career as a stonemason caring for the weathering old stonework of Selby Abbey. What's going to happen to you when your apprenticeship is over?
Hopefully I'll come here, and I should have a workshop in the Abbey, or close by in the grounds. And I'll be here for the rest of my life with a bit of luck.
The Royal Masonic Benevolent Institution provides care for Masons and their families in the evening of their lives, helping towards a happy old age free from worry.
But what it has meant to me is peace of mind. We have 2 daughters. One is in New Zealand and one is in Canada. So it's also peace